Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. Well, gentlemen, I have a reaction video, and I'm going to be covering our situation in the Black community where we have a whole lot of unwed baby mothers. So I'm going to show you some gentlemen point of view about that, and also show you some women's point of view of that. Let's see what you think about it. These clips are used for educational purposes, and I'm using them out of fair use. Now let's get started, gentlemen. Let me play the clip. 1 second.
True or false?
I get a drink.
Women want to be mothers
I'm sorry.
more than they want to be wives.
To a certain degree, not as a woman, because I don't know, but to a certain degree, women feel like or seem to feel like they already know how to be a mother. But when it comes to being a wife, that takes work. And the reason why they would rather be a mother, because in their minds, it comes naturally. But when it comes,
I want you gentlemen to take a look at the women expressions on their face. Look at their faces. Why? Because they don't want to hear truth. A lot of Black women today, in my most humble opinion, do not want to be told the truth. They want to be lied to. A lot of women want to be mothers instead of wives, even though that is backwards, but they would rather be mothers than wives because they have to give up control. You see, when you are a mother, you are in complete control if you are a single parent over your children. But when you have a full-grown man and you are obligated to be a wife to him during marriage, you don't have that control.
work. And the reason why they would rather be a mother, because in their minds, it comes naturally. But when it comes to being a wife, guess what? They have to relinquish a certain amount of control. They have to learn the opposite sex. But when it comes to having a baby, all they got to do is just have a baby. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying having a baby is easy.
Before y'all go.
See, that's the damn problem with Black women, in my most humble opinion. As soon as he said what he had to say, you had a Black woman that couldn't wait to say something. A lot of Black women don't listen to understand and listen to respond. That's the biggest problem. She just couldn't wait to try to tear this man apart. You can just see it. I'm going to play what she's going to say.
I gave you 30.
Before y'all go.
Women don't want to be mothers before wives. In an ideal world, in a perfect world, we would want to be a wife first.
Period.
Our options are so slim.
Due to you as a
Slim.
person,
So with
not
that being
them.
said,
Your options are not slim. The reason why you're not finding good men is because of your behavior. A lot of men, good men, decent men, single, in the middle class, want to be married, especially into their own racial demographic. The problem is a lot of you women are too selfish. You're too self-centered. Even when that man gave his point of view, you can tell they couldn't wait to rip him apart. He didn't say nothing offensive. He said what a lot of other Black men think. But that's the thing. Black women don't want to hear what Black men think. They want to hear only themselves. They want you to go along with everything they got to say. Let's play this right here for you, Jenna.
I recently posted on Twitter to stop preaching single motherhood to Black girls, and so many Black women came for me when I posted it on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie,
She said she is against being a single Black mother and told other Black women to stop pushing that propaganda. And she didn't say that the Black man came for her. She said the Black women came for her, because there are a whole lot of women out there who are so selfish and ignorant. Because if you was to teach women to be wives, you have to teach them to be submissive. But when you are a baby mama and you love this baby mama culture, it's the YOLO mentality. It's whatever you want to do, just do it. If it feels good, do it.
I recently posted on Twitter to stop preaching single motherhood to Black girls, and so many Black women came for me when I posted it on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, they bullied me into deleting it, and they had me think that what I said was wrong, but no, what I said was extremely valid. Baby mother culture has our community in a chokehold. I said, I'm not having a baby unless it rings on my finger. And a lot of Black women told me, oh, a ring doesn't mean anything, which is true. However,
She was bullied off of social media for taking up a stance against being an unwed mother, a mother who has a non-marital birth. And when she spoke about marriage and having a ring on her finger, black women try to belittle the sanctity. I said that wrong, no. Try to belittle marriage. I gotta figure out how to say that word again. It's brain fart. But basically, they just put down the fact that she was talking about getting a ring on her finger.
A lot of black women told me, oh, a ring doesn't mean anything, which is true. However, a ring means financial stability. Secondly, the fact that many of you think it's more of a commitment to be married than to have a child is crazy to me. We gotta get ourselves out of this chokehold. Like, black women to black women, let's talk. On top of that, how many black women are single mothers? It's usually the middle class, and how many of them are struggling? Being a single mother is not cute. And my mom was a single mother, and she had 4 babies. I was traumatized, okay? That wasn't fun. I remember those trips to the food stamp office, to the welfare office, to getting WIC and everything. I remember those trips, and trust me, I'm not gonna traumatize my child. If you were raised by a single mother who wasn't married, why would you want to repeat the cycle? That is a cycle of poverty. If you don't want to get married, that's fine, but make sure you are financially stable. Financial stability is so important. A kid requires more than love, and some of y'all are selfish. Please start doing your research on some of our men, because if he has multiple baby mothers, what makes you different? Like, come on. Unlike some of you, I want our girls to succeed. I'm not going to say.
She had to go to food stamp office with her mother because when there's no man in the home, the government becomes the husband. The government becomes the baby daddy in a sense. And that child right there, she grew up living underneath the roof of a single parent mother, and she understands the struggles that they go through. So why in our community we praise baby mama culture?
They hear and tell little black girls, oh, being a baby mother is a flex, because it is not. Our women are struggling, okay? We need to stop.
Exactly. Being a baby mother will automatically put you in a position of struggling. God never designed for a child to be raised by just one parent. Period. Women, you are doing this to yourselves. Now listen to this.
Black women run from commitment like they run from accountability. This no marriage thing is the biggest gaslight ever. They don't want marriage, but what they want is a baby with no commitment from a man. And then they'll go behind his back, put him on child support. That way he's committed for the next 18 years. And she gets to run around and be irresponsible. That's the Willie Lynch wedding that she's after.
She is precisely right. Most of these women do not want to be committed. So they go ahead and have an anchor baby, a baby that gets a man trapped so they can go ahead and put him on child support. So now he has to be committed for 18 years till the child get grown enough. So it's their way of making you commit to them without them committing to you.
This girl on Facebook, I literally saw it this morning before I came here. And she's like, if you dealing with me, you know I have a kid. You should just know. I shouldn't have to ask you for money. You should just give it to me. You know I have responsibilities. That guys were going crazy in the comments, but she was dead serious. When did we get to the point where we're not even in a committed relationship, but for some reason, the man is responsible for taking care of you and someone else's child and all this other stuff? And I just feel like it's this big fairy tale world that a lot of women kind of live in, where they feel like if they end up with someone who's not their sponsor or taking care of them or, you know, letting them live this soft life, as everybody's saying, they feel like they're settling. And it's like, you're not exactly settling. You're living a reality.
It is not a man's responsibility to take care of another man's child. And she's absolutely right. A lot of women think that another man who comes along to their life should be stepdaddy, even if he doesn't want to be stepdaddy. You know I got kids. No, you know you got kids. That's not our responsibility. Let's see, I think I have another video for you. And it's tragic that we have come to this, gentlemen. It really has.
I gotta hear why you said no first. I hear a lot of bad stories.
So you never heard any good stories?
No.
You never heard no good stories about marriage?
No.
You want children?
I got 2 daughters.
You got 2 daughters. Like, why do people prioritize having kids before being married? Like,
don't you think a man in the household would be the complete package for your situation?
Sometimes the one you married ain't even a complete package. You can have a whole wife and kids, and that wasn't even fuck it.
I just can't see how people are prioritizing having a child before being married. Like, that's the same cycle we've been in, and that's the same cycle that's continued to hold us back.
A lot of that is simply because women do not want to be controlled. They do not want to be in relationships where they have to be accountable. Relationships makes each person in a relationship deal with accountability. I ain't talking about the men who ran off. And if you had a man that ran off, that's still your fault because you chose to sleep with him. A lot of times these women get men who are not good men and still sleep with them, knowing and understanding that the man that they are sleeping with is no good. You already know if your man have a jail record. You already know he's in the streets majority of the time. In some cases, you may not know if he's married, but a lot of times you do know he's married already. You already know if he out there not employed. You know he's not doing the right things, but you still decide to sleep with him because he's swagged out, dripping. Gold grills, tattoos, smell like weed and everything else. But that what turns you on. That turns you on because you have piss poor morals. So it's still your fault if you get pregnant by a man. So don't get mad when decent men don't want to deal with you because you have made bad decisions. Again, a lot of you just don't want to have a marriage. You want to continue promoting the unwed baby mama culture in our communities simply because you're bitter. All the women who say things like they ain't no good man, the ones who say that are the women who are not good women. There are good men out there, but there's bad women who get frustrated and upset because decent, good men will not tolerate their foolishness. Well, let me know what y'all think in the comments.